This is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and I'm going to check on a couple of trees and some plants that I have like one plant of. So I have a sweet pink tamarind that I dug up and moved here from our other place 6 years ago this month, end of this month, and transplanted over here. I bought the tree from Excalibur. It was a little grafted tree, sweet pink tamarind. It was Thai Sweet PinkTamarind. Mangoes are looking good. And I planted it over here. It was like a twig of about 12 inches at this point, grafted tree. And put it in the ground, never watered it. By this point, I had given it horse manure and stuff, so it knew what organic fertilizers were, but Excalibur's trees really don't grow that big, which is nice. So this is it. This is our little Thai Sweet PinkTamarind, and it's a cute little tree. Can you see it? It's hard to see because everything's green. There you go. And it's been producing fruit for, this is the 4th year, and this last year was the first year that I was able to finally taste the fruit and confirm that it is a sweet tamarind. Very good. So once I found out that, I was like very excited and started thinking I needed some more of them. Because they're very easy. I'm sure the seed-grown ones are super easy. I don't think they can fruit this in California. So it's kind of a unique plant for Florida. And it produces a lot of fruit. And it's still flowering. It flowers kind of all year long. That's what I've been able to see. The fruit ripens in like a year, and it's best to wait for them to ripen all the way and let them like fall off or start rotting to fall off before you pick them. Otherwise, they're not going to be any good. At least that's how it's been for me so far. But anyway, that's our Thai Sweet PinkTamarind from Excalibur, fruiting tree. The lychees are getting big. So you could speed these trees along when you buy them from the nursery, and I'm sure a lot of you do this, having a smaller yard where you don't have to focus on hundreds of trees like we do here. I do here. So, because I've grown these with manure like this, and I just would water heavily, not here ever, and the trees grew really fast and would flower and fruit. So it can be done that way, but we like the slow approach. We want the trees to be able to do it on their own. I want this place to be able to last without anybody having to do anything. So I figured that's the best way to accomplish that, was to do that. And so I don't water that much. I water the grafted trees like this grafted. This is a grafted Spanish Lime. So it's self-fertile, and I moved it here also from our other place, and it grew really fast when I would water the manure around the tree, and it flowered, and it hasn't flowered since I moved it. And it's been here 6 years, and it really wanted me to continue giving it excess nitrogen so it could continue how it was started. I noticed seed-grown trees don't have this problem so far. They kind of grow without having to like constantly feed it. This doesn't get fed. It gets treated just like everything else. Got some new growth coming out. It got sunburnt by something, and that could have been from the neighbors burning particle board or something, because that's what people do here in Florida. They burn their carbon. They don't understand or believe that that's pollution, and they don't care. But I had a neighbor that burnt his entire 3-acre old growth forest that he chopped down, removed the roots, and burnt everything 7 months straight. Thankfully the wind goes east to west, so it didn't bother me. But I have another neighbor, I have 3 neighbors on the other side, and I showed the tree being cut down by old pine trees being cut down by a temporary owner. You know, they owned it for like 6 months and cut down a couple of these big trees and removed the roots. Now they have standing water issues where they never had them. And but that neighbor next door to them in the back by the cow pasture burns. She's been doing it a lot lately. I don't get it. And then the citrus grove, they burn every now and then. They're kind of far away from us to the west though, but they believe in sterile farming. And they burn periodically, but I'm sure they probably burn their, you know, their citrus that's been giving systemic pesticides and fungicides. So all that stuff is a gas. I'm gonna go look at some houseplants. I only have one off that I just recently got. All that stuff is a gas and gets released or goes out as a gas into the atmosphere when you burn it. And the pollutants mix with the healthy stuff from the, you know, the clean forest. And together they create something that's toxic, because that's how you get polluted air. And you know, all these people that have to water, that, you know, they use water-soluble nitrogen fertilizers. And, you know, those weaken the plant, in case you didn't know that, but just refuse to pay attention. And, but the nitrogen fertilizers, the water solubles, the organic and the inorganic ones, they, with heat, they increase in volume. Guess where all that nitrogen goes? It goes right up into the air. Mixed with the plant, the healthy phytochemicals that are released by the plant naturally. Though thankfully, when you're using synthetics like that, you have a low incident of phytochemicals, or increase just a few phytochemicals by their use. But anyway, that all goes into the air. Here's some philodendrons. This is the Valparaiso. They grow really well out here, outside, without doing anything, and they're super freaking expensive. This is the Pink Princess. It's got some variegation on there. And this is the, oh, I forget the name of it, but it's the ruffly leafed one with the chartreuse color like this. And they do just fine. Here's our variegated Monstera Deliciosa. It's got really poor variegation, but it looks like it has some more white coming from that area. I wish I'd bought that when they were like $70 for a 5-gallon one here, but I didn't. I bought the $150 node. So we got these different alocasias here, black ones, and I collect thornless old-fashioned tea roses. There's one called Crepuscule. I love, and you know, I collect Dieffenbachias. I like Dieffenbachias. I like their foliage. So I want to go look at the Monstera Deliciosa has fruit on it, because I haven't looked at it in a while. And here's another one of my roses. This one's called Climbing Atom. It's like an old, gorgeous rose that does well in heat without thorns, or only thorns on the underside of the leaves, and then they drop off sometimes. Sometimes they make exceptions with the old-fashioned tea roses with thorns, and like Gloire de Dijon. They do very well, and you don't have to water them, and they're going to look really good eventually. They're just not there. All the citrus do well. I am just so shocked that the Florida citrus growers destroyed Florida and their citrus, because it grows very well and easy here. It's just mind-boggling how they could screw it up with pollutants. That's how you pollute an environment. They polluted the entire citrus environment. These things have been so delicious. Oh, I used to hate this, but I like these orange ones. The star fruit. This is some of that really good sugar cane. It was like super sweet and juicy. I got it from a friend of mine. So excited. I'm not sure if that's one. This one looks like it though. Okay. It's amazing we had 2 weeks of drought, huh? All this stuff survives by itself without being watered. This shade helps, for sure. The clean air definitely helps. Look at all this fruit on here. It's like mosquito central here. You see all those little tiny no-see-ums? No. I don't see them. Can't see them with the camera. But the fruit is, I have to wait a year for that. A year for this fruit. They're stunning plants. This thing's never been watered. It was a little tiny pot like 5 years ago, or 4 years ago, 5 years ago maybe. Could have been 4. Glad I made a video of that so I know when to start looking for the fruit to be picked. It's amazing how much these big plants sell for, and how easy they are to grow outside here in Florida. It did not get affected by the freeze, and This tree kind of drops its leaves in the winter. This big nitrogen fixing tree. Interlobium elephant ear tree. This palm showed up by itself. It's got nasty thorns. Trying to see if I can see some cacao back here. Oh no, they're here. This palm showed up by itself. It's amazing all these trees that can grow by themselves that you don't have to water. They don't just show up here. Cacao. I'm surprised nobody's that interested, or not that many people are interested in how to grow cacao organically in Florida naturally. See the little cacao? A tone on tone green. Thank God green's my favorite color. Little oak trees growing in here. I got Jaboticabas in here. Garcinia dulcis, Garcinia acuminata. You know, stuff that takes hundreds of years to grow when you don't water it and you don't take care of it. This little seed-grown mango is, this is a seed-grown sugarloaf. Got some turmeric planted below it. Sugarloaf mango. We've had fruit here for every day for months now, like several months. And in fact, I like start thinking, well, what's going to happen when my star fruit are all gone? So I've been planting more star fruit trees from seed and saving a bunch of seeds because I promised some people some star fruit seeds. So. Pepper trees. That's where that giant mulch is, or one of them. Okay, I got bananas coming. Bananas and black sapotes, I guess. Anyway, it's Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, and it's another beautiful day. Have a good one.